Welcome to the Sweet Life Coaching Podcast, connecting real people with expert advice to achieve a healthier lifestyle and live a more fulfilling and abundant life. Here is your host, Coach Tavia.
Well, hello, everybody. It's your Coach Tavia. It's a Sweet Life Connection. It's your coach today. And today I have a topic that you may have never heard about. And that's why I'm excited because, guys, I always bring you the latest and the greatest, right? I try to do it anyways. And this is something that's affected me. And we're going to talk today about the mouth. And we're going to talk today about dental work, dental cavitations, dental things that should not be in your mouth. I'm going to talk a little bit about TMJ as well. So we're going to get to it. And welcome back. Hope you're having a great day. So I mentioned cavitations. We're going to talk about mercury in the mouth. We're going to talk all the things. And you just have me today. No special guest. Sorry, guys, just me. But I know you love me. So I hope you do anyways. So we're going to talk about a little bit about my journey. And this is, I wanted to bring this up because this is something, if you know me and your friend or family, you know about my journey the last year and a half, about my mouth. Yes, my mouth. And what am I exactly talking about? So let's go back in about a year and a half, and I was having a lot of problems with my teeth. But previous to that, I had 3 root canals in my mouth that I'd done years ago. And I'd also had some amalgam fillings in my mouth years ago, like in my teenage years. And once I got diagnosed with Lyme disease, I realized how toxic all of that was in my mouth. And when you have those toxins in your mouth, and when you already have a condition like Lyme disease, like I had, an autoimmune problem or immune condition, if you will, you need to get the toxins out. And so my environmental doctor that actually diagnosed me with Lyme disease said, okay, the next step is, once we got diagnosed with Lyme, he said, we need to get the metals out of your mouth and we need to clean your mouth up, basically. Because Lyme bugs, and if you think about it, you guys, your mouth is the most disgusting thing in your body. I'm sorry to tell you, it is. And it's gross. And the bugs just love to fester there, especially the little Lyme bugs and viruses and, and bacteria. So anyways, so once I got diagnosed with Lyme, I had 12 amalgam fillings in my mouth. Now, let me tell you what the amalgam fillings are. Amalgam fillings are those ones that look, if you open your mouth, if you have any silver ones in there that look gray or silverish, those are amalgam fillings. And they've been used for years, like hundreds of years. And they first were very, very safe for many, many years. They've been coined as being very safe. They're very cost effective as well. So a lot of dentists use them for many years. But studies have shown, and you can research this on your own, look it up, Google it. And they're finding, or they found over time, that more and more doctors are starting to not put the amalgams back in the mouth unless a patient actually chooses that. Like I said, usually it's because of a cost efficiency. But the reason being is they're finding that these amalgam fillings in your mouth are toxic and they're filled with mercury. Way back when I was a baby, and maybe, I don't know they had these thermometers, they check your temperature, and those have mercury on them. If you were to drop one of those glass thermometers and there's mercury in there, you would have to call in hazmat to get rid of it. So going back to the teeth, so that's how toxic mercury is. And when we have mercury in our mouth, when we have these amalgam fillings in our mouth, every time we're chomping down, every time we are chewing, which is at least 3 times a day, you are exposing yourself to potential toxicity of mercury ingested and going through your whole body, through your whole bloodstream. So again, do your own research, Google it, do your own, ask your dentist about it. But this is not something I'm making up. This is something that is factual. There's Dr. Oz had a dentist on, and you can Google this too, and YouTube. And what was his name? He's a dentist out of Texas. He's world renowned. Dr. Gary, and I forgot his last name. But anyways, and he was on Dr. Oz and talking about how these amalgam fillings need to come out of people's mouths, and people need to be aware of it. Because if you have any kind of systemic issue, rheumatoid arthritis, if you have lupus, if you have chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, MS, guys, you got to get this mercury out of your mouth. It's toxic. Your body cannot process lead or mercury or other metals that we call them metals. You can't. And what it does is it harbors in the bloodstream. It goes to the organs. It's very hard to get out. So with my journey, going back to my journey, so I had 12 of these right in my mouth. So I took like 3 at a time out and replaced them with the ceramic or the cubic zirconium. So that is what I would suggest you talk to your dentist about and get advice about. If you do have any kind of joint pain, massive headaches, any kind of neurological stuff, brain fog, you need to talk to your dentist about getting that metal out of your mouth. You will not get well until you get all that metal out of your mouth. Okay? So clearly understood. Now, the second part of that, I was talking about, I had these root canals. So, root canals, again, have been safely done for many, many years. I personally have had a horrible experience with root canals. I don't recommend root canals. And again, that is my opinion. And that is based on my own due diligence, my own experience. And there is also information and facts to support why I do not support root canals. Sorry, endodontists, that is just what is not in my books for me. And I do not recommend it for people that have chronic illnesses. Why? Let me tell you why. Because when you pull, or not pull a tooth, sorry, when you open up a tooth that's potentially already dead. So root canal basically is they correct it, right? Or when the root is dead, when the tooth is dead, there's no longer any activity of the tooth. It's not working anymore, basically. So they go in and they clean the root out. They stuff it. They clean it out with basically smells like Clorox bleach. They stuff it. They put it like a cotton down there and in the root. And then they put a sealer over the top and cover it up, and away you go. Great. Okay. So the problem is, guys, is that teeth are very interesting. Teeth are, again, I am not a dentist, first and foremost. These are all based on my own experiences, my own research. Do your own research. That's my full disclosure right there. But the problem with root canals is that they can leach over time. And that's what happened to me. They failed. And what happens is that these teeth, these roots are dead. They're dead roots, right? And so you basically have a dead tooth in your mouth. And the other problem is it's very anaerobic in your mouth. There's not a lot of oxygen and there's not a lot of blood flow that goes to these teeth. And so over time, and especially people who have chronic illnesses like myself, Lyme disease or something else, it's going to, some way, somewhere, the immune system's going to attack itself and it might become more troublesome, like it did in my case. So going back to my environmental doctor, he said, get the 12 fillings out and get those root canals out. I had 3 of them. So I had to pull 3 root canals, not all at the same time. And this goes back into the last 5-6 years of my Lyme journey. These are some of the things that I've gone through. I've had one heck of a journey, you guys. And if you know me, again, you know this. It's like one thing after another, to be honest. It's frustrating, but I am a fighter and I'm bound and determined and hell bent to feel better. So anyways, going back to my root canal. So I had those replaced and I put some implants in them and in all 3. And then about a year or so later after that, one of them failed. Yeah, lucky me. And I kept having this problem and pain and whatnot. And so last year I had this implant removed. It's tooth number 12. It's an upper tooth because I had all this pain and everything. And I started getting all this dizziness and everything. And lo and behold, what we saw when I went in to get it removed was the bone had never adhered or to the implant itself. Now, little side note, I learned this after the fact. I'm full of information, you guys, and lessons learned through me. Take it from me. Get a ceramic implant. don't get a metal implant. Think about it. They say metal implants are great, and most of them are. Okay. They usually put titanium in your mouth. Titanium is relatively safe. But the problem is that who does your body want titanium? Does your bone like titanium to grow onto or adhere to? Well, mine didn't. So I had two pockets of where I had no, the bone wasn't growing to the implant, if you will. So needless to say, I had some infections still up there. So we pulled that implant last year. So fast forward a couple more months into that. And then about 6 months later, I was still having this red cheek. I was still having this, still having some pain. And then it was kind of, I went to this TMJ doctor. They said, well, we need to work on your jaw. That's a whole nother issue. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's been a journey. So I went to this TMJ specialist and they found this cyst, if you will, in my left jaw. And it was kind of a fluke finding. And I said, well, I've been, dizzy and stuff. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. And they're like, well, whatever it is, we got to get it out. So here I go off to University of Washington, amazing surgeon. I have the surgery. I removed this cyst, if you will, on my jaw that was growing on my jaw. It turned out it was benign. It was not cancerous. It was not a cyst. It was actually like a bone spur. And it had basically a bone spur had grown on the top of my jaw joint from grinding the teeth, from having TMJ for so many years and having so many teeth problems in general. I'd had TMJ since I was 19, 18 years old. Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute because now it's come full circle again. And I know why. So anyways, I had this surgery last October, went well. I felt pretty good. And then the last couple months, I've still been starting not to feel good again. And I've had still a red hot cheek. I've still had dizziness, ongoing. My head feels weird. I have some brain fog. I have some neurological weird stuff going on. I've had this pain in my shoulder and my neck. And I've been to chiropractor and PT and massage and everything's fine structurally. And so I went back to my dentist and I went back to my Lyme specialist, my Lyme doctor, who's amazing. Dr. Wakely, we love you. He's in episode 10. You must listen to him. Shout out Dr. Wakely. I couldn't do this journey without him. But long story short, we had a discussion about my health and he tested me and neurologically something just keeps coming up with that left side of my head, that mouth. So he suggested that I go get a cone beam done from a dentist. And so I did that. I went to my dentist, local dentist, got a cone beam. What that is like a 3D scan. Excuse me, I had to take a drink of water. My mouth gets dry. And so I had a 3D scan and they sent it off to a reader, beam readers, and to evaluate actually what was going on and to see, what's going on with my jaw and my mouth and everything. Well, drum roll, please. Guess what? Tavia, Morse-The, we got some results for you. They come back. It was exactly what I thought it was. And Dr. Wakely thought too. And it was, I have cavitations. You're like, what the heck is a cavitation? Well, I'll get to that. Here we go. So this is kind of the premise of everything. So first of all, I want to say cavitations are more common than you have heard about. And again, I don't know why I was the one that was the guinea pig and had to bring all this stuff to you guys, but whatever. I'm happy to bring it to you and bring awareness to Lyme and all this stuff. Whatever. It's my job. And I honor that. So anyways, I have cavitations in my mouth. What is a cavitation? So a dental cavitation in the mouth is a hole in the jawbone. And it's usually from a tooth being extracted. Okay. So when I was 19, remember I was talking about being 19 and having all the jaw stuff going on. That was when I had my wisdom teeth pulled. Okay. I had all four, 2 upper, 2 lower pulled. So, and since 19, I'm not kidding you, I'm mid 40s. I have had so much jaw problems. I've had at least 10 night guards I've gone through. I grind my teeth. I clench my jaw. I have an overbite. I've never had braces, but I've always had these problems. So here it is, guys. So I've had this dizziness. I've had this stuffiness. I've had this head stuff. I have a cough as I'm swallowing. Excuse me. And I no, gosh darn dang it. I have a flippin' infection in my mouth. No wonder, right? If you have an infection in your mouth, you're going to like, where does it going to go? It's going to go systemically. It's going to drain down. Okay. Neck. Maybe the neck pain. Maybe it's going to my middle ear. I'm constantly like dizzy, feel like I'm rocking on a boat kind of. So I finally have some clear answers again. And I'm hoping and praying to God, and I need some prayers too, because I have this upcoming surgery in the next month or two, as soon as I can get in, and we're going to clear my mouth and we're going to clean out these cavitations. So these cavitations are not only like cavities, but they're basically, like I said, they're holes in the bone. Okay. And so they're back in the back where they extracted my wisdom teeth and the upper back of where they pulled my wisdom teeth. So they are a serious problem. Okay. Very, very serious. And because it's a systemic thing, it's running like my blood work, you guys, just so you know, is great. Like I've improved my health, my immune system's in good shape. I have great vitamin D levels to fight off infections. So I've really ramped up my immune system. And I think that's the only thing that's getting me through right now. I mean, I've still been able to work but I do have some bad days and stuff, but I've had some stomach issues still, which is really weird because you guys know me, I'm all about gut health. And I've had some constant tummy issues. So it hasn't been fun. But anyways, going back to cavitations and like how do I find out if I have a cavitation? So here's the thing, guys. If you go to your dentist, they're probably not going to see it. Okay. I'm just going to tell you that. I've had so many x-rays. I went back to the dentist, my dentist, holistic dentist, many times. And I kept telling him, I was like, I got this pain. I got this red cheek. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. They just kept saying, nothing's wrong. I don't see anything on the x-ray. I don't see anything. You need to have someone that is actually knows what they're looking for. Someone that actually looks and knows what a cavitation is. If you were to look at my CT scan, and if I was to show you that, we definitely would have, I could show you because it looks like almost like a faint area in the bone itself, like an area that's like missing where there should be, like it should be filled in is the best way I can say it. But anyways, but yeah, cavitations. So have you heard of them? Have you known anybody to have a cavitation? So cavitations, again, people that have Lyme disease, people that have chronic systemic problems, autoimmune problems, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, MS, all those rheumatoid arthritis people, lupus, things like that. If you have not checked for cavitations and you're still sick and you're not getting results, go get a cone beam done. It's like $300 or less. I think it was less than that. If you have insurance, it's covered. Have someone check your mouth. Mouth is dirty. Bugs love your mouth. Okay. Now, if you haven't had your wisdom teeth pulled, but you had another extraction done, still get it checked. So what I have learned through this process is be diligent, do your homework, be persistent, never give up. I am so fed up of people that just give up and listen to doctors and say, well, this is what it is and blah, blah, blah. No, I haven't been feeling good for like a year and a half, almost 2 years now. I've been having issues and I've been on top of it. And still it took me this long to finally get answers. And so to the listeners out there right now, I'm like, stop, just don't stop pursuing because there's always something, there's always a root cause. You guys know me. I always talk about root cause. That's what I love. I love to get down and dirty and figure out what the heck is going on with people because there's always something. A friend of mine just came into my office today and she was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. And the doctors thought she had cancer. And I'm like, you don't have cancer. And I tested her and my heart of hearts, and we got to some root cause today about what's going on. There's some viral stuff going on with her and it's not cancer. And I point blank asked the doctor with her when I was with her. And I said, could it be, some virus stuff, bacteria stuff? Well, maybe not, but we don't know. It's just unknown. No, there's always a known. There is always a known cause for things. There's a known cause for cancer. Okay. There's a known cause for everything that you are diagnosed with. Okay. And is there a cure for everything? Not necessarily a cure for everything, but is there a way that we can reverse disease? Absolutely. And it starts with finding what is going on, addressing the immune system, amping up the immune system, and then also giving it proper nutrition, letting the body heal the body. So for me, here I am with this flippin' infection in my mouth. I can't get in there. I want to get in there. I brush my teeth. I wash my mouth. I do oil pulling. I do all kinds of different things, you guys, to help myself. But the bottom line is I got to go in and get this cleaned out. This is kind of gross. One of the doctors that I was talking about, he was telling me how he's even seen like eggs, like parasites in this cavitations of people. He's like, I said, that's disgusting. He goes, yeah, we'll record yours and see if you have any eggs. I hope to God I don't have eggs in my mouth, but that's pretty damn gross. But it happens because they just feed off in there. They're just like, yeah, these bugs are gross. And spirochetes, which are the bug of Lyme disease, which is a nasty parasite. Parasites love anaerobic places. Your mouth is anaerobic. Your mouth is not oxygen. Your mouth doesn't have a lot of oxygen in it. So that's why it's such a big deal. Such a big deal. So how do we get this out? Right. So what I've learned, I haven't gone through the surgery yet. I'll keep you guys posted after I have it. We'll do like a part 2 to this. If you're interested in what happens when I get my surgery. So, but what I know is they go in and they clean it out, and I'm going to California and I'm having a specialist, a world-renowned doctor do this, there's only certain dentists that will do this. There's not a lot of them in the United States because it's so specialty, and you need to know what the heck you're doing. And when you go in there and you open up a bone and you go in and you clean it out and make sure it has oxygen in there, make sure it heals properly. You've got to make sure you have nice homeopathics. You need to make sure you're taking ample vitamin C and all the things to help your immune system heal properly. And that leads me to my next problemo with dentists in general, excuse me, is, why don't we treat the mouth with things more natural? Things that are more, gosh, you guys, I don't understand it. Like, going, and there's a holistic dentist out there that do this, like oxygen, ozone, vitamin C, making sure you're coming in. If you're getting some procedure done, like a root canal, even, God bless you, make sure you're getting some vitamin C in you. Or make sure you're getting some charcoal in you after you're removing some fillings or getting some fillings done, because that stuff and that fumes is all going around. Get some charcoal in your system so you're not re-ingesting some of those fumes and some of that toxicity. These are the things that I've had to go through. These are the things I know. These are the experiences that I've had. And I'm sharing this with you today because I don't want you to be more toxic than you need to. And if you have a systemic issue, an autoimmune condition, Hashimoto's, I didn't mention that one either, a thyroid condition. Oh my gosh, you guys, metals come out of the thyroid. I'm not kidding you. I had to do chelation for metals because I got all the metals out, right? But I still had it in my system. So I had to do chelation through IV therapy. When I was doing it, I kid you not, my thyroid would burn my throat. Yeah. And I told the nurse, Nurse Caitlin, shout out to Nurse Caitlin if you ever listen to this, Caitlin, I love you. I remember telling her and Dr. Wakely that, yeah, my throat would burn. And that's the metals coming out. And so if you have a thyroid issue and you got metal in your mouth, you need to get that metal out. I'm telling you right now, you need to talk to your doctor about it. If you don't have a doctor, you need to see Dr. Wakely, or you need to see another specialist in your hometown. And I will get someone that's local in your hometown. I have a lot of connections. You need to see an environmental doctor, a functional medicine doctor, or naturopathic to get that out. Again, there, I'm on my soapbox. I'm off my soapbox right now. Okay. All right. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to give you an update when I get my surgery done. It's supposed to be in July sometime. I'm hoping sooner because gosh darn, I want to feel better. And I want to feel better so I can have more energy and do all the things that I can do to help you and serve you better. So I'm going to end on that note. Go to the dentist, find a holistic dentist, find one that actually knows what they're doing. If things aren't right, they're not right, guys. Always listen to your intuition. Always listen to your gut. I'm here to always listen to you, always guide you. Like I said, I have a bunch of resources of amazing physicians that I can direct you to all over the United States. I really do. That's not me tooting my horn. I'm so blessed to have a lot of connections. So I'm here to help. I love you. Have an amazing day, night, whatever time you're listening to this. And thank you for listening. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye, guys.
You've been listening to the Sweet Life Coaching Podcast. To learn more about the topics mentioned on today's show, please visit sweetcoachtavia.com.